You lying scum! How can you say you did not ask me out? What? Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm not in my feelings. I'm not upset. That was Esther's reaction to Nelson saying that they were just friends. Like guys, today's episode on the BBNaija pepperdemgang reunion show was all about the friend zoning conversation. People that were the friend zoners and people that were friend zoned were actually brought to the table to trash out their issues. And guys, I myself could not even believe that Nelson totally friend zoned Esther, but he gave his reasons, guys, and I'm going to share all of that with you on this particular episode. Before I continue, guys, let me welcome you guys officially to my YouTube channel. My name is Glory Elijah and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah. All right guys, so as I said, guys, today's topic is all about the friend zoning that happened on the show in the house. So Ebuka started with the definition of friend zone, which I am not going to bother going into. We can all check Google, check our dictionaries for the definition of friend zone. But then the interesting thing is there's also another definition of friend zone in the Big Brother Naija house, according to the pepperdemgang people. Now, according to Ebuka's definition, he said that it's when you like somebody and then in your mind you think the person likes you, but then the person actually likes somebody else, and then you later think you like the person. Like guys, what a bunch of complication and confusion. Anyways, Ebuka started with Diane because according to Ebuka, it seems like she has the longest list of people that actually friend zoned her in the house. Guys, let me not lie to you, during the show I completely felt sorry for Diane because it seemed like everybody that Diane liked kept on being evicted every week or every 2 weeks from the show, you know. So at some point in time it felt like, oh my god, Enkay and Mercy were the only two people left for her to hold on to, and that was probably the reason why she was extra close to Mercy. So guys, Ebuka played Diane's clip, you know, as seen when she was sitting on when she was having a conversation with Seyi, and then later when she was sitting on Nelson's lap, they were having a conversation, and then she was sitting on Tuoyo's lap, they were having a conversation. So Ebuka played all of Diane's clips, you know, with all the guys that she felt or that she had feelings for in the house, and then Ebuka asked Kimopra, you know, to speak her mind on Diane's issue, and then Diane said that she felt like Kimopra said she felt like Diane had actually liked Seyi, you know, that she felt like Diane actually liked Seyi in the house. And then Frodd said that what he thinks is that Seyi actually saw Diane as a sister, and then he said that with Tuoyo he felt like he saw a future and more prospects, you know, between Diane and Tuoyo because they had more chemistry. Unfortunately, Tuoyo was actually evicted from the house by the time Diane started getting close to Tuoyo. And then Ebuka asked Tuoyo, okay, he also said that with Nelson, he just saw Diane being friends with Nelson and nothing really special happening. And then Ebuka asked Tuoyo if he was threatened by the other two guys whom Diane had previously been close to before they were evicted from the house. And he said that, well, he felt bad, you know, at some point that Diane was cuddling with Nelson, but then Diane denied ever cuddling with Nelson, that it was actually Esther that was cuddling with Nelson. And then Omashola said that what he felt happened in the house was that Diane cried the most in the house because she lost the most people that she liked in the house. There was Seyi, who she saw as a brother figure. There was Nelson, who she saw as a friend. And there was Jeff, who she saw as a father and was even calling daddy. And there was Tuoyo, whom she potentially saw as a boyfriend. And then there was Enkay, who was her best friend. But then Enkay was evicted from the house, I think the week before the last week of the show. And then Ebuka asked Nelson how he got to be cuddling Diane. And Nelson said that they were very close, but because he had just come out of a very crazy relationship before coming into the house, he was being guarded, like he guarded himself from falling for anybody anymore in the house, you know. And then Nelson also said that he could tell that Diane liked him more, you know, but then because he was actually protecting himself, yeah, he didn't want to pursue it further. So Ebuka asked Nelson if he liked Diane, sorry, if he liked Esther, and Nelson said that he actually liked Diane more, that he and Esther were just friends. Now this was the part where Nelson was actually friend zoning Esther, and Esther was just chilling down there looking at Nelson like this, okay. And then also Ebuka asked Tuoyo why he didn't date Diane in the house, and he said that he thought he actually had a relationship outside the house, and that was why he did not pursue whatever he felt he had with Diane. And now all through this time, guys, Diane was making us understand that the reason why he liked Seyi was because of the cardinal relationship. Like both of them, they've been and stayed as cardinal together, so she felt some sort of kinship together with Seyi, and for her she didn't really see it as a big deal. So Ebuka asked Seyi if he noticed the situation, the four square situation going on between him and the other two guys, including Diane, and he said he did, and he had a conversation with each of them about it, and for him there was no biggie because he himself also had a relationship outside the house, and he also saw Diane as a sister and as a friend, so there was nothing really going on between them. And then finally Ebuka now went to Diane and asked Diane if she liked Seyi, looking at the fact that he was in a relationship, and then she liked Nelson, and then because of Esther she did not really pursue her feelings with Nelson, and then there was Tuoyo. So he asked Diane that did she feel like she was actually leading on all these guys without clearing the air about who she actually wanted to be with. And then Diane said that she and Seyi were like brothers and sisters because of the cardinal relationship that they have. That for Nelson, she did not really pursue her feelings with Nelson because obviously there was Esther in the picture, and then she just sealed that off as a no-go area. She didn't want any situation of uncertainties, especially with Seyi, especially who she really liked, but Seyi had a relationship outside the house. And then with Nelson there was Esther, and then with Tuoyo was evicted, and she also knew that Tuoyo had a girlfriend outside the house. So all the situationships of having uncertainties about, oh, does this guy really like me, does he want to be with me, or does he want to be with his own friend, all those things stopped her from pursuing her intentions with all of those people. Then Ebuka asked Esther if she felt that Diane led them on, that's all these guys that she claimed to have feelings for. And Esther said, well, if she's going to look at it from the perspective of a viewer that wasn't inside the house, that was actually outside, watching the show from outside, that she would say absolutely that Diane actually led the guys on. But then because she was actually inside the house and she witnessed everything that happened, that she can actually say that no, she did not think that Diane led on those people, probably because of all the situations as Diane mentioned. Probably that was why she did not pursue her interest with those people. And then Ebuka asked Elo if Diane came across as a confused person and if he felt like Diane led on all the guys, and Elo said yes, that he feels like Diane was a confused person in the house. And then about leading on the guys, he said that he could not categorically blunders. He said he could not categorically state if Diane was actually leading on the guys because, of course, he was not in the house from the beginning of the show, so he did not really understand what was going on amongst all four of them. And then Ebuka asked Diane where she was at with all the relationships, that why didn't she do anything to actually clear the air with all these guys? Why did she let it be the way it is? And then Diane said that she's actually cool with all of them except Nelson, whom she just settled with about 2 days ago. So Ebuka asked why, what happened that it took them so long to settle. And then she said that Nelson is very confusing. Nelson can be very stubborn, that she doesn't understand Nelson sometimes, and also Tuoyo as well. And then Ebuka asked Tuoyo about Diane, if he was aware of Diane's feelings, why didn't he pursue the feelings? And then he said that he likes Diane's personality. Diane is a very nice person, cool person, but then physically Diane is not his spec. He said naturally he likes thick girls, and it was just of recent that he started following girls who are not thick. Okay, at this point in time, that was the part where Diane shouted, "Big brother, it is because of you, CC finish," guys. Anyways, I do not blame Tuoyo for saying that. Different human beings with their own preferences and their own specs. And then Ebuka played Nelson and Esther's lovey-dovey clips in the house. Now this was another friend-zoning situation that wasn't really funny at all, guys. So Ebuka said that of all the evictions in the house, Nelson's eviction was one of the most emotional one because it completely left Esther devastated. And guys, let me not lie to you guys, like frankly speaking, Nelson's eviction was one of the most emotional in the house anyways, because Nelson and Esther, they had grown so close, you know, so close, like their love was just too real and too sweet to watch on TV. You know, they gave each other massages. When Nelson was sick, Esther was literally mixing herbs, cooking for him, taking care of him. You know, Nelson was like a baby, you know. And at the end of the day, guys, the thing just went south. So Ebuka asked Esther, you know, that how did it make her feel? And she said, to be honest, that her tears for Nelson was a waste. That in hindsight, you know, it was not worth it at all. And Ebuka was like, what happened? Why would she say that, you know? And then she said that, well, coming out of the house, she heard all the things that Nelson said, Nelson friend zoning her, and even right now on the show, you know, Nelson being asked questions, and Nelson is continuously reiterating that they were just friends, they are just friends, Esther and I, we are just friends, they are cool, he likes Diane more than Esther, blah blah blah, you know, that she just feels like in hindsight, it's all a total waste, you know. And then Ebuka asked if she saw Diane as an intruder, and she said absolutely not, you know, that she could not say specifically that Diane was an intruder. And then Ebuka asked Esther if she saw Nelson as a friend too, just as he saw her as a friend. And then Esther went off on one, like she was really upset that she and Nelson had a very, very good relationship in the house. They were extremely close, and because of the sort of person that she is, she can be really, really cool with a bunch of other people, but then there's always this one person that she's always very, very close to in the house, and that person was Nelson. And then according to her, Nelson actually asked her to be his girlfriend on 2 occasions, you know. And guys, according to Esther, she said that it was the day that Biggie gave them a punishment to count rice in the house, that on that day Nelson asked her to be his girlfriend twice, and she said no, she could not. Yeah, so according to Esther, she's really upset, like why would Nelson be lying about them being just friends when he was actually the one pursuing love relationships with her. And then Esther also said that she was shocked, and then that was the part where she said, "You lying scum," you know, because she came out and she saw, you know, what he said on the stage after he was evicted, and she was really, really upset. And then Esther also said that they were really cool, that Nelson actually lied, you know, because Nelson was saying that Esther was the one that was actually making moves on him, you know. Esther was the one forcing herself indirectly, right? That Esther was the one forcing herself on him, you know. And then she cleared the air that the reverse was actually the case. So Ebuka asked all the housemates on the show if they noticed the closeness, if they were a witness, you know, to the closeness between Nelson and Esther, and all the housemates said yes, that in fact, as a matter of fact, they even had the feeling that after the show, these 2 people were actually going to pursue their love interest further, because they were the closest in the house. They had like one of the realest situationships in the house. And Ebuka asked Frodd about his conversation with Nelson, because on the show there was a time, because Frodd also had feelings for Esther, so he had a conversation with Nelson on 1 or 2 occasions, if just to find out how Nelson felt about Esther. And Frodd said that he knew that something was going on, so he had to back out because he did not want to be seen as an intruder. And then he also said that the sort of person that Esther is, even though Esther likes you or not, she would not want to make you feel special. She wouldn't give you any sort of preferential treatment whatsoever, you know. So he asked Nelson about Esther, but Nelson said that no, that he had no feelings for Esther. He didn't really like Esther that much, but then what he was seeing was quite different from what Nelson and Esther were doing, you know. So at that point in time, Esther had a bit of just a slight argument with Frodd, like, look, whatever you're saying, let it be your opinion. You cannot possibly say that this is what you know about me, because you do not really know that part of me, you know. And then Ebuka asked Nelson if he really asked Esther out or not, and this was the part where Nelson said that, well, that when he was evicted, you know, and he saw some clips, you know, so he had to say that they were friends because he felt or he knew that Esther was playing a game. And Esther was like, what do you mean? You know, you were sick in the house. I literally took care of you. I nursed you when you were sick. I pampered you in the house. We were extremely close. So why would you call that me playing a game? You know, so Ebuka asked that why would you lie? He asked Nelson that why would Nelson lie about Esther coming on to him? You know, because obviously Esther just mentioned and revealed that Nelson asked her out twice, so that cannot be ignored. So can Nelson please, you know, state the facts of the matter? And this was the part where Nelson said anyways that it was his mistake. He actually said what he said because he felt really bad that the same bed that he and Esther were actually sharing in the house, sleeping together in the same bed, you know, the same bed they were sharing. By the time he came out of the house, he saw clips of Esther sharing the same bed with Frodd, and it really got him upset because on several occasions he had conversations with Nelson or with Esther about Frodd, and Esther was also always using words like strong words, strong languages to describe Frodd, and was constantly saying that Frodd was always irritating her. Frodd was getting on her nerves, that she could not stand Frodd, you know. And then when he came out of the house, he saw that same bed that he was actually sharing with Esther, that at the end of the day Esther was now sharing that same bed with the same person that she used her mouth to say that the person was actually disgusting and irritating her. That he felt really, really angry that why would this girl say all these things, that was Esther using him in the house. So that was why whenever he was asked about his relationship with Esther, he would say that they were just friends, they were just cool, that Esther was the one coming on to him. And Esther said that, look, that, you know, did you bring the bed to the house? That she feels like she actually made it clear to all these guys, or these two guys, that this is the situation. I cannot date you people. So if they caught feelings, then it was left to their own, you know, decision. It was up to them as to how they handle the situation. For her, she had made the situation clear with them. And then Ebuka asked Nelson if he had tried to reach out to Esther after the show, and he said no, because after saying nasty things about Frodd, you know, she shared the same bed with Frodd, so he still felt really upset. He felt like Esther played with his emotions. So Ebuka said, okay, the most important thing that he wants to know right now is where they left the relationship. Where are they at? And Nelson said that with the way Esther was responding to the questions Ebuka was asking, that he's not really bothered whether they are cool or not. And Esther said that, well, she's actually over it. But at the end of the day, guys, these two people hugged and they made out and they were all cool. So guys, that was how tonight's episode ended, guys. It was quite interesting because the friend zoning situation, guys, it happened quite a lot. Another people's own that I'm actually looking forward to, guys, is the friend zoning situation between Omashola and Venita, Seyi and Tacha. Who else? I think basically those two people. Yeah, I am really, really looking forward to the friend zone situation between those two people. And also, guys, another question of this video: why hasn't Ebuka addressed the situationship that happened for 2 days between Mike and Jackye? What the hell is going on? Why are they trying to protect those two people? Anyways, guys, that's my thoughts. That is me thinking out loud, soliloquizing. Let me know what you think about tonight's episode in the comment section below, guys. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing night's rest. And guys, don't forget, Saturday is my YouTube live, 3 p.m. West African time. Don't miss out. We're going to be talking about a bunch of amazing topics, and trust me, it is always entertaining and engaging. Good night, guys.